I'm going to go over the price predictions flow, and we're going to do a high-level overview of how the flow works, what our inputs are, and what our outputs are. So if we go over here to the left, our input is the output from our previous flow, which is the stitched housing data. Now, if you don't remember what that looks like, let's take a look at it before we begin. We have our price here, represented by MEDV, or median value of houses in a given neighborhood. And then we have all of these different features which represent different characteristics of that neighborhood. So at a high level, what we want to do here is we have a lot of features in this data set. So first we want to select which features we want to look at, as well as our target column that we want to predict on. Then we're going to make 2 copies of the data, one of which we will use to predict. We'll predict the median value in this case, and then ultimately we will join that with our original data, and we will get an output where we can see the selected features, the actual median value, as well as our predictions. So let's quickly take a look and see how that's happening. In this, we use a select facet to select which target columns we want to look at. Now, of course, we want to select MEDV, our price column, as that's going to be our target column, and we need to keep that in our data frame. We're also going to select age, which represents the number of homes in the neighborhood built prior to 1940, RM, which represents the average number of rooms in the neighborhood, and LStat, which represents the percentage of the population that has a lower status. So once we select those columns, let's take a look at what our data looks like. We have our price column, and then we have these 3 features that we selected that we're going to use to predict our price column. So here in our predict facet, we have a random forest decision trees model, and we're going to use that and specify our target column to be MEDV, and then we are going to essentially make a new column for our prediction. Once again, we're going to specify that we want our original on the left, and then we'll append our prediction to the right. We'll join, and then we'll get our exported data set and to take a look at what that looks like over here at the end. This is taking a little bit just because we're introducing a model here, and it's going to be training the data and testing the data, and we should get an output pretty soon. And as you can see, we have our original, or our price from our original data. All of our features remain the same, and on the right we've just appended this prediction column, which, as you can see, sort of matches up pretty well with the actual prices or our predictions over here on the right. Now we're going to use these predictions, and rather this trained model that we have now, in the next flow to do some price recommendations for houses that are unpriced and we only know certain things about the features.